So today's lesson we are doing geometric sequences. So the difference with arithmetic, that was when the same thing was getting added on every time. So we like you might see the rule 2 was added to every term, or 5 was subtracted. So it was an amount, it was either added or subtracted. With geometric, it's multiplied by something, the same amount. So it could be a number more than 1, so you could be, making it larger, or you could be multiplying it by a number less than 1. Because if you multiply something by less than 1, you're getting a fraction, so it means it would get smaller. All right, so let's have a look here at these couple of examples so you can see it. So say for in this example, we have 2 to go to 6. So you can see it's been multiplied by 3. And then can you see 6 was multiplied by 3 to get 18, and then 18 was multiplied by 3 to get 54. So what you call that when you're multiplying by the same amount, that's called it's the common ratio. So remember the other one was called the common difference? Well, this one's called the common ratio because it's a multiple. Okay, so if you look at the next example, can you see you're actually timesing it by a half, yeah, or 0.5? So if you times 16 by a half, you get 8. If you times 8 by a half, you get 4, and so on. And 4 by a half, you get 2. Okay, so so the common ratio there is 0.5 or a half. So if you want to find that common ratio, so you want to know what each term is getting multiplied by, you can take any term and divide by the previous one. So if you just look at our example up there, so I might look at, if I took, remember that would be T1, T2. So if I took 6 and divide it by 2, you can see I get 3. Now, if I took, say, 54 and divided it by 18, I'll also get 3. So you'll see you get the same ratio there. All right, so that's a way of working out the common ratio. Okay, so identifying the sequence, which one of the following is a geometric sequence? So you can just do what you were doing there before. So if I go 10 divided by 2, I get 5. If I do 50 divided by 10, the one before, I get 5, don't I? Yeah. And if I get 250 divided by 50, I also get 5. So this one, yes, is a geometric sequence because it's going up by 5, okay? If you look at the next one, if we test this one out, if we have 6 divided by 3, we get 2. But if we have 18 divided by 6, we get 3. So these ones it's not the same. So that one is not a geometric sequence. Okay. All right. So if you graph a geometric sequence, you're going to see that you get a curved line on the graph. Now, it could be going up or it could be going down, because remember before when we were timesing it by the half, the term was getting smaller, wasn't it? So you might want to just put another little example there that it could go down as well, but the main point is that you're going to see a curved line. So a curved line for geometric sequences, all right? So often they ask you, they might show you a graph and say, what type of sequence would this be? So your quick way to see it, if it's curved, you're thinking geometric. So just talking back to our finance, because remember I told you these are going to merge together next year for you. So a geometric sequence is compound interest, yeah? Because even though it's going up. Your interest rate is the same, but the amount gets more, doesn't it, as your investment gets more? Remember the amount, if you're getting that. So the ratio is the same, but the amount's getting more. So that's what happens. So if you look there, you can see from 10 to, if you times 10 by 5, you're getting 50. So your amount's getting bigger. But you're still timesing it by 5. So, but it's actually increased by 40, hasn't it? Yeah? So that's compound interest is an example, or reducing balanced decay. So remember, if you're reducing balance, that's the opposite. So this example here would be an example of reducing balance decay because it's getting smaller. Or it could be a home loan that you're paying off, would look curved. And this one would be like compound interest investment, yeah? Just so you might just... Yep. Yep, because you've done both. You'll probably... you've done compound interest and you've done simple interest, so we can sort of do that. All right, so you're doing 8E.